Alright, we got Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War, COUR2 was disappointing. Now, you lost me at disappointing. I don't see how anything could have been disappointing here, but I'ma give you 8 minutes of my attention so you can chat. Please try not to piss me off. Please and thank you.
So the second core of Bleach Thousand Year Blood War has finished airing, and you know what that means. Time to piss off some Bleach fans.
No,
In all
brother.
seriousness, the second part was disappointing.
Like, let's keep it a buck. You niggas know me. I don't like Hunter x Hunter. I don't think it's a masterpiece. But I'm not gonna get on the internet and shit on Hunter x Hunter for no reason. Like somebody gotta say something to me for me to start chatting about Hunter x Hunter. The fact that you want to get on the internet and just piss people off, is that not crazy to people? Like,
In fact, a lot of people
that's okay, I'm about to roast the fuck out of you. Say some crazy shit.
noticed the flaws this time around, which is why this video is entitled Not That Well Animated. Let's talk about the newest season of Bleach. Make
It's an animation breakdown.
sure to subscribe.
Like, you're gonna have to show me.
Now, let's start off with the positives, which sadly enough won't take long. The overall direction was a lot better this time around. This is one of the issues I had with the first part, the direction feeling lackluster and generic. Thankfully, that's not the case this time around.
What? Like, oh, here we go again. Here we go again. This is why I hate. This is why I hate. I love these videos, but I hate the people that make them. Here you go, saying bad shit about somebody and the reason, but like, can you please give me some evidence, nigga? What parts what parts are you talking about? You can't just throw an accusation out there and not tell us what you're accusing, bruh. Like, that should be pissing me off. And then sometimes y'all do it, but then y'all don't give any evidence of why that was. But this is the worst type, because you just threw an accusation out there and you didn't give us what you're talking about. What part are you talking about?
Every director and storyboard artist involved with this project went above and beyond. Every episode featured a ton of creative shots and cool concepts. The direction tried its best to make up for the overall lack of movement, and it almost succeeded. The episodes used
Like, please don't say it almost succeeded, nigga. Say it almost succeeded to you, nigga. Because it succeeded to me. Don't be talking like that's a fact. It almost succeeded, nigga. It succeeded. You clearly finished watching it, so it succeeded.
strong color palettes, CGI-aided dynamic shots, and cool-looking camera placements. Storyboard-wise, this didn't feel like a generic shonen, which is great. I loved the way this show handled some of the large-scale attacks and bankais. I'll give them several points for creativity.
I mean, if this is an animation breakdown, like, that's already two things that should be given this a high level in terms of animation. Like, what are we talking about?
Also, the general art quality was respectably good. The fact that the show barely moved certainly helped with that. They pulled out some amazing drawings here and there. The character designs for this show look great, so the scenes being well drawn and on model is a treat for the eyes. The sharp lines and the deliberately strong shading looked fantastic. Also, the compositing generally worked well with the non-action scenes. This show is very screenshotable. Also, despite the overall lack of movement, the action animation did have its moments. I'd be lying if I said it didn't. I'll talk more about these scenes once I get to them. Sadly, that's about it as far as the positives
I was
go.
gonna say wrap the positives up because I want to see what the fuck you're about to chat about. Please wrap it up.
If you're a Bleach fan who cannot comprehend the concept of criticism, I recommend.
No, I'm a Bleach fan who loves to hear niggas' opinions. And just as you can use the internet to convey your opinion, I'm gonna use the internet to convey my opinion about your dog shit opinion, okay? Thank you.
And clicking off. Now, this core had a lot of action. Nearly every episode featured a fight or two.
First of all, I want to say this. Bleach isn't even in my top 10. Like, I love Bleach, but like, respectfully, like, it's honorable mentions. So like, it's not because I think it's one of the greatest ever. I think the Thousand Year Blood War was spectacular in terms of Bleach. It's definitely better than the regular Bleach, which I hold in a high regard. So like saying that the second part was disappointing is like, nigga, what were we watching?
Sadly, the action animation department was lacking, and it's easy to point out Fighter 2, sadly the action animation department was lacking. And it's easy to point out the stiff looking scenes, but let's try and understand why this core didn't have the animation highs that the previous core did. And trust me, it's not that difficult to understand. You don't need to be an animation savant to follow along. Ready? Here goes. In order to have good action animation, a show needs action animators. The previous core had quite a few of them. This core didn't for the most part. Core 1's action can essentially be divided.
What do we mean by action animation? Like, am I missing something? Or like, are you gonna explain that? Cause like, nigga, there was plenty of action animation. What are we talking about?
Divided into two categories, Episode 6 and not Episode 6. The sixth episode featured major names, the likes of Slot and Kyukawa, while animator/animation director Yoshihiro Kano carried the action for some of the remaining episodes. Yoshihiro Kano was a crucial part of the first core, although he was credited as a key animator for just one episode. So then, why was he so important, you might ask? That's because of the work he did as the action/effects animation director. He made heavy corrections.
Are you saying the effects? Like, because nigga, what action are we talking about? Where is the action slacking? Like, you can say we could, like, oh, you said it's easy to point out a few, but please point them out, bro. Please point them out. Like, this is crazy.
To the episodes he was involved with.
Y'all make videos and talk about shit and don't show what you're talking about, bro.
In some cases, he would straight up redraw some of the cuts, which would then be finished by some other animator. His fingerprints were all over this show, even when he wasn't credited.
You're assuming that. You act like you were in there and you knew that. So assumption.
Episode 5, for example, reused a cut from the original trailer, and the trailer itself was corrected by Kano. Thus his work was present in an episode he wasn't involved with. That's how important he was to this show. Now, guess what he did for the second core? The answer is absolutely nothing. He wasn't involved with the second part. Yoshihiro Kano's departure was possibly the biggest blow to this series. Without him, the show's action backbone was gone. By the way, Kano is probably busy with other projects, most notably the upcoming solo leveling anime. Then what about episode 6? Kano wasn't involved with that episode, but it looked amazing regardless. Well, episode 6 was more of a special attraction. Most of the people who worked on that episode, the likes of Kyukawa, saw.
So like, are you one of these niggas where like, cause this was really a effect based. This was just effects that happened in this fight. There was like no action here. So are you just saying like you just like effects and that the second core didn't have effects? Like, you're losing me.
Slot, Ryan White and Kenny Maizumi didn't work on the second part. Another major name is Hiroyuki Yamashita. He did a fair bit of work for the first part.
Bro, can you please stop telling me who wasn't in the show and get to your fucking point, please? And tell me how you got there? I don't care about why these niggas weren't there. Please show me what you're talking about, bro. Please.
He animated this wonderful sequence from the first episode, and he was an animation director for the iconic 6th episode. He did work on the second part, but his contribution wasn't that significant. He animated this wonderful non-action sequence. The drawings are immaculate here. Yamashita's character art is one of the best in the industry, but people generally don't notice subtle scenes like these, especially in an action-heavy show. Yamashita did animate a few.
You realize that scene that you just shown, nothing was happening there. You realize that, right? There was no fighting, like there was no active fighting happening on that frame. That nigga was standing still. You realize that, right?
Few action scenes. Unfortunately, his work on episode 7 was barely recognizable. According to people who know more than I do, his contribution was limited to rough layouts. And his LO was heavily edited by animation directors and second key animators. On top of that, the compositing, which we'll get to in just a second, altered his work beyond recognition. His sequence from the final episode was better, but still not as impressive as his work on the previous part. And because of all these reasons, the action in this show felt underwhelming. A lot of the action was limited, aka it consisted of the same few frames being looped over instead of uniquely animated movement. A lot of cuts got that still frame with speed lines treatment. Even when the scenes did move, they felt stiff. All while some of the scenes were simply unremarkable. The show could manage small bursts of good action animation at a time. Yugen was responsible for some of the best cuts, although his work in the previous...
What are we
meant.
talking
Even when the
about?
scenes did move, they felt stiff. All while some of the scenes were simply unremarkable. The show could manage small bursts of good action animation at a time. Yugen was responsible for some of the best cuts, although his work in the previous core was more impressive. He is really talented, but he has worked on 9 different episodes so far. I think his ability is being stretched thin. Mitchell Gonzalez animated a decent bit of action with some amazing smears and tight choreography. Other highlights include this lovely impact frame sequence animated by this individual, whose name I won't attempt to pronounce, and this cool bit of action animated by Rio.
You realize you just said, you just brought up like 7 different scenes plus all the shit you said in the beginning. Like,
The
you lost me,
perspective here
bro.
looks really
You
cool.
lost me.
Aside from these short highlights, the animation felt basic. Again, the cuts barely moved, and when they did, it felt stiff. Some of the action cuts were close-ups, which means they couldn't realize the complete scope of these scenes. The show did have some visually interesting moments, mostly thanks to the CGI-aided shot composition, although the actual CGI models were whatever. This isn't bad, but this isn't good either. I wanted this anime to be more animated, if that makes sense. Like I said, this season lacked action animators, although this season did have
Like,
plenty of effects animators.
hey,
Well,
hey, don't, hey, I almost want to slap the fuck out of you. I really almost do. Like,
two main ones, but you get the idea. Two incredible effects animators, Satoshi Sakai and Takashi Hashimoto, worked on this show. Both were action and effects animation directors this time around, and this show did have its fair share of decent effects animation, but these scenes did get nerfed. Which brings us to another
what are we talking about? This nigga
major issue with
sad,
this
bro.
part, or this entire show for that matter. Whenever someone criticizes this show, they always bring up the fact that the animation itself is lacking, and the compositing is the reason why the show looks good. And in my opinion, that isn't true. The compositing isn't good either, at least as far as the effects animation is
So all the animation is bad, is what he just said.
concerned. Be honest, does this scene look good to you? If your answer to that was
Nigga, does it
yes,
look
do you
bad?
also
Nick, you're telling me this. Nigga, we're like, what society do we live
my
in?
opinion, that isn't true.
What
The compositing
society
isn't
do we
good
live
either,
in?
at least as far as the effects animation is concerned. Be honest, does this scene look good to you? If your answer to that was yes,
Nigga, that's a bad scene. Nigga, what anime are you watching? Please. Nigga, you watched Jujutsu Kaisen, any fucking anime by the niggas that made fucking Demon Slayer. You watched Demon Slayer, you watched all of the Fate series, only the ones made by Ufotable, and then you didn't watch no other anime. Cause what anime are you watching where this is a bad scene? What action anime is this a bad scene? Y'all niggas.
yes, do you also enjoy staring directly into a f***ing light bulb? What
Yeah.
part of this looks appealing? This is a
That's a
textbook
light bulb.
example of what I call visual vomit. The compositing makes the effect
Bro, hey, do me a favor, bro, and stick to Marvel movies. Stick to Marvel movies. Don't come to anime. Because if this is visual vomit, nigga, you need to hop your ass back over to fucking Marvel movies, please. Get the fuck out of here. We don't want your opinion. I'm sorry.
It's jarring to look at. With the overbearingly strong presentation, annoying filters,
Bro, like, oh my goodness, this is losing me. Like, well, I want to know his fate. I want to know his opinion of this. I want to know your opinion of this, bro. You just don't like to see like, you don't like to see like a lot of effects or something, bro. Hold on. I'm looking for another moment. This, like, some of these scenes, this is visual vomit. This is visual vomit to you. That this would have been visual vomit to him right here. That would have been visual vomit, 100%.
and particle effects. Thanks to the compositing, the effects look synthetic. They
Yeah, I literally just paused on that scene and it looked exactly the same, nigga. You're pausing during a fucking animation of a fucking blast, nigga. What do you think it's gonna look like? I wanna slap the fuck
look
out
fake.
this dumb nigga.
There's no organicness to them.
Oh my god. Oh my god. He's losing me. Did you just tell me a blast look fake? Nigga, these are not human blasts, nigga. These are blasts made out of wretched whatever the fucking power system is, Bleach, whatever the fucking that R world is called. Nigga, they don't gotta look like some human blasts, nigga. They can look however the fuck they want to. They're not real.
Of course, I'm fine with the compositing altering the effects, but not to this extent. Bleach did what many people accuse Ufotable of doing, except they didn't do it
Isn't that funny, bro? Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny?
well. Of course, it does come down to personal preference, but come on. Remember that phase where YouTubers would use bright colors in their thumbnails to try and get clicks from 10-year-olds on their mom's iPads? Bleach is the anime equivalent of 2018 YouTube thumbnails. Every raindrop here has artificial filters added to them. It's
Like,
so obnoxious.
you
A whole
don't you
bunch.
don't you don't think that has to do with the what the story is trying to convey? Nigga, Bleach, the first part of Bleach was about fucking bankais and the swords and spiritual pressure, nigga. This is completely different. This is about rape. This is about the fucking the whatever these niggas names are, the Q word, the fucking the German word that these niggas are. This is about them and their power system, nigga. All these blasts that you're showing is them, nigga. Do you understand that? It is okay for them to switch something up because it's different. This is why I hate anime niggas, bro. Like, y'all actually get under my skin and piss me off. This has nothing to do with Bleach anymore. This is just a garbage ass nigga's opinion on a garbage ass, like, on a topic that you shouldn't even have an opinion about. I like, you shouldn't have an opinion about. I don't know who you are. Are you a pro animator the way you're talking? Because if you are, bro, you need to hop your ass up. No, let me stop.
Bunch of colorful nothing. In my opinion, the compositing was detrimental to the show, especially to the effects animation. It's too bright, it's too busy, and
Nigga, just say you don't like it.
it looks synthetic.
Like, just say you don't like it, bro. Say I didn't like this. Move on. You did not have to drop an 8-minute video saying the animation was disappointing, bro. We don't care about your opinion. Just say you didn't like it, man.
And that just about does it. I was disappointed, and I tried my
Thank you. Oh my god. I'm so glad you finally said I. Talking like these are facts or something, bro.
best to explain why. Feel free to crucify me.
Hey, you were disappointed, and me, I'm disappointed that you have a fucking platform to speak. That's what I'm disappointed about. Oh, you don't like that opinion? I don't give a fuck. Just like nobody liked your opinion on this video.
Down in the comments. That's about it. Did you like this video? Check out this other bit of content on screen. Make
I absolutely did not like this video.
sure to like and subscribe. And until next
You know what? He got on this video. This is what he did. I'm gonna tell you what he did. Oh my god, 10K views and only 800 likes. Not even a tenth of the niggas that watched this video liked it, bro. I don't even want to know how much dislikes this video got. First of all, let me speak on what you did. You watched Thousand Year Blood War, the COUR2, and you were like, I want to make some niggas mad. So you were like, what can I speak on? I can't speak on the story. I can't speak on the characters. I can't speak on the animation and the actual scenes. So let me speak on some fucking particle effects. You don't deserve an opinion, bro.